how to get more 75% offers accepted. I think it's a very common situation for newbie investors to not get as many yeses at help visit as they could, because why do you think newbie investors get less people saying yes to a 75% offer?
Because you're not yet convinced it's sensible.
Exactly, you're not convinced. The investor doesn't believe the person's going to say no. Talked about this earlier in terms of positivity, belief, confidence. If you exude that, more people are going to say yes. If you believe that you're the best person in the world, I truly believe this. Every time I sit down in front of either a potential investor, potential finance investor, a potential franchisee, a potential vendor, I believe that I'm the best person in the world to help them at that moment. Because there's no one else there. I am the best person to help them. If they go phone an estate agent, they're not going to help them. If they're an investor and they want to phone a stockbroker, they're not going to make as much money as I can make the investor. So I believe 110% I'm the best person in the world to help the person I'm in front of them in time. Newbie investors don't have that belief, Ian, so they exude.
Do you mean face-to-face, Frank, or are you just talking?
I'm talking about help visits right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's the same principle on the phone.
Oh, I know, but what I'm saying, you wouldn't get to that stage if, you know, you can gauge on the phone, at least get an idea if that person, they say they're not going to take a, you know, reduction in price, and you can see that there's no real why for them. They're just looking to see.
Yeah. So I take your point, but even having that thought process is not that helpful to you. So in my opinion, of every 10 people you speak to on the phone that respond to your marketing, of every 10, you're typically, and I use this as a rule of thumb, right? Yeah. 2 are going to say no, regardless of how good you are on the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
2 are going to say yes if you're a speaking monkey that makes them an offer of 75%, because they're that motivated. If you make them an offer, they need it so much they're going to say yes. It's the 6 in the middle that you can influence, and if you're really good, you're going to get a few of those over the line, and if you're really bad, you're going to get none of them over the line. So that's the difference between your marketing being profitable, you're going out and visiting 4 or 5 or 6 people in total, and you're not going to see 4 or 5, compared to only going to see 2. That's the difference. So if you're confident that this 75% offer is the best solution for your vendor, on the phone they're going to say yes, and when you're in front of them with a help visit, they're going to say yes to you. So that's why newbie investors don't get as many deals as more experienced investors. Let's just run around the table. How many yeses have you had at help visit in total? Jot them down. How many yeses in total? I want to know the number of months you've been with EPP and the number of yeses you've had at help visit. And then I want to know completions. So how many completed? How many months have you been with EPP? How many yeses have you had at help visit? How many of those actually completed? And that'd be an interesting conversion rate to look at. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Go in.
Yep, 30 months with the outfit.
Outfit?
Yep, 10 sign-ups and 4 completions on the back of those.
Oh, interesting that you've had 60% fall through. Very interesting.
Yep, very last minute too as well, like literally.
There's something going on there. That is too low for it to be coincidence.
Yep.
For me, that would be like less than. In fact, I did this with England and Wales with the likes of Maddie, Amanda, and a few others that have done a lot of transactions. We were way below 10% fall through rate, way below. Like 120 was more like it, 5%, and you're at 60%. There's a problem there that we need to overcome, and it could be mindset. Could easily be mindset, and you may have fixed it now, but we'll find out. Shane.
Yeah, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 help visits that said yes, and 6 sign-ups.
6 completions.
Sorry, 6 completions, yeah.
And how many months?
Oh, so 29 now, is it?
29
You're
months.
on a year, a month before me, weren't you?
There we go. It's cool. Just approximately. Matthew, I'll come back to you.
April 2 took 2 years and 2 months.
Otherwise known as 26 months. Cool.
Right, okay. I think it's 12.
Sign-ups, yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely 12 out of 12. Yeah.
Oh, no fall-throughs, and that's almost 1 every 2 months. Well done. Ian, got yours? Do you want me to come back to you? Come back to you. Edward.
So
12 yeses at health visits.
10.
16 yeses at health visits. 10 completed and 31.
Cool. So we got 16 yeses. That for me is a bit high. This is exceptional. I would expect you to have a fall through in the next 12 perhaps, but
Yeah.
long may it continue, no fall throughs. That I think is tolerable. Shane, 6 out of 8. For me, 4 out of 10 and 10 out of 16 are too low. You've got an issue there that you need to look at. Matthew,
Oh, I don't know them off the top of my head.
that's all right. Can you work them out? Ian,
I'm only on 3, and I've only
3 over what period of time?
36 months. Probably.
36 months, cool. Okay, so I think we can all agree that this percentage here, we'd like to be better, right? Agreed?
Yeah.
So that there is 40%. Oh, can someone work that out? Oh, it's 75%, yeah. I gave up too quick there. My weak mental attitude.
100.
Thanks, Ian. 16 to 10, that's 5 out of 6. What's that then?
62.5.
63. 63%, thanks. And 3 out of 3 is 100%. So what's that as an average conversion rate? Can someone work that out? So what you do is you add all these up. And you add all the-
By the way, I'm 11, not 12.
I'm not changing it now. So it's 11 out of 11. That's all right, it's still 100%. Right, so this exercise, I want to talk about all of us getting more than 75%. So if you have got 4 completions, 6 completions, 12, 10 and 3, you're not newbies, right? Am I agreed? You get that this is thank you Edward, that this works, that people say yes, yeah, we're all through
Yeah.
that stage. In the first 5 or 6 or 8 months, perhaps you didn't quite have the belief. By the way, this is a 75% conversion rate. We should be able to get that above 90%. That's what we're aiming for, okay? So, if it's not, you don't believe, what else could it be? Because this is not high enough. This is lower than England and Wales. And you guys have got amazing marketing over here, as in it works really well. Same marketing as England and Wales, but it works really well. Your conversions at sign up are healthy, but your conversion rate from sign up to completion is lower. What else could it be? Why do you think it could be? And don't give me flannel that it's different in Northern Ireland, the lawyers aren't as good, the land registry's slower. It's not that. What could it be?
I don't know one factor, and again, don't shoot me down.
Hang on, just before you say that, right?
I could do the below the line things if you would do that.
You know what I'm going to do. Here we go. Let's have a look at how far down here. Here we go. Edward Jackson is now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Come on then, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I'm only
I
messing.
need a bigger screen.
I need a bigger screen. It's down here. I'll use my mic. Right, come on, let's hear it.
So one issue I've had is with the lenders being really slow, particularly Bank of Ireland, like to the point 4.5 months where the vendor walked away, and each time it's like, oh, it's coming next week, or oh, we're getting this week, and then they come a week later and it's like, oh, we need this wee bit more. And if you knew they were going to be that long, you would obviously have taken a different lender.
Do you know what it is, mate? And I'm not going to collude with you. I refuse to collude with you.
Try Kensington, Ed, and you might change your mind a wee bit.
So,
There's Tony's below the line too.
here is completion.
I was going to say.
Oh goodness. Just use the ball of your hand. Frank, rub it out.
That's the kind of thing I would
I'm
do.
sure I shouldn't.
Wow.
How did it not write? Oh, it has written a little. Oh, phew. For the purpose of the video, I'm writing on their nice electronic whiteboard with a flip chart marker. Right. I'll give it a little wipe later. So this, Edward Jackson. Oh, rubber. Oh my goodness. We're smooth here. You are completely in control of your, what is this? Yeah, the sales journey. Because before the TFF, we don't know them. We don't have their name, their number, and the sale isn't over until we own the property or we have permanent control of it. What you're talking about there, Edward, is the fact that here we have a problem and here we have a problem, and by the time it gets to here, the deal dies, right? And what I say to you is, position it here, build rapport here, explain it here, communicate better here, and keep them on here. I've had transactions where I told them we were aiming for a 4-week completion that took over 12 months. And I'm not saying it's easy, it's very emotional, and no one cares as much as you. Like, I can remember talking to my wife about it and going, oh my goodness, I can't phone this vendor and tell them we've had another delay. You know, like that one that took over 12 months, I had 3 failed mortgage applications, not 3, like it completed on the 3rd. I had to go for a 4th. And I'm like, yeah, we should be 3 weeks away. And then it's 3 months later and I'm gonna have to start again. What do you mean start again? Yeah, I need to start again because they've said no. Oh my goodness, I actually started paying her mortgage for her because I felt so guilty. And she said, well, it's been empty ages. I said, I'll tell you what, let me move tenants in. I moved tenants in and started paying her mortgage. And that's my point. You can keep this alive. And you give me 10 reasons why you can't, but every single reason just hurts your profitability. I don't need more.
I'm going to back Ed up here because I know something he reinforced to me ages ago.
What's that?
Keeping in touch with them, whether it's just a text message or phone calls or whatever.
Exactly.
In my defence, this was the property.
I don't-
Remember the barrister and his parents,
Yeah.
and I was on with them every week.
Okay, cool. I'm not buying it. You can sell yourself here. What does
I need to work on my sales.
you do? Yeah, no, you're really good at selling the flannel to yourself. What does Grant Cardone says? He says, sell or be sold. And at the moment, you're selling yourself. You need to, in my opinion, you need to own it, get above the line, and look at what's really happening. And no one's told me yet. So if we're not newbie investors, you're not newbie investors in this room, but your conversion rate is 75%, we have an issue. What else could possibly be going on?
We haven't got the experience, or we're not putting the right words in place and we're not building the right rapport. You know, if you
It could be down to rapport, it absolutely could. And building enough trust and investing enough with the vendor early on, it could be that. It could be giving up too early. It could be bottling it and not having that hard conversation. Like Vander was saying, well, just explain what's happened. And it's like, the pressure. You know, the tears when they're crying, them asking you to do more, and you're doing everything you physically can. Well, don't phone them then. No, I can't not phone them. I promised them I'd update them weekly. It could be the report. It could be. What else could it be?
It could be self-sabotaging mindset.
It could be. It could be a self-sabotaging mindset. You've done, which one was yours?
16. Yeah.
16. You've done 10 deals in 30 months. That's 1 a quarter. What's that added to your net worth?
Could have done more though.
In 2.5 years, how much has that added to your net worth?
It's just over £1 million.
So you've added £1 million to your net worth. What was your net worth 31 months ago before you started?
30 grand.
So he's gone from 30 grand net worth to £1 million net worth. Do you think that perhaps his subconscious is going to struggle with that? Absolutely it is. What was your passive income 31 months ago?
0.
0. And what is it today?
Just over 3,000.
Just over £3,000. What do you earn in your day job?
Just over 2,000.
Just over 2 grand. Do you not think that psychologically it's going to be hard to get your head around? So you work your socks off for 40 hours a week or 50 hours or whatever many hours, and you take home 2 grand. And now you could actually just stop and do a couple hours a week, 4 hours a week, and maintain what you've got, and you'd be earning 3 grand a month. Plus you've added £1 million to your net worth. Do you mind me asking how old you are? Don't worry, it's just within the room and on YouTube, so.
33 with a receding hairline. I'm single.
I'm single. £1 million single. 33. So you took 30 years
To earn nothing.
to have a 30 grand net worth, and in 30 months, I love the numbers, you picked good numbers here. In 30 months, you've turned 30 grand into £1 million. That is going to be hard. So self-sabotage absolutely could be going on. What else?
we're not creating enough win-win scenarios throughout the process. So basically, when you hit a roadblock, if you don't have a win-win, it's going to stall. So once you hit the roadblock and the things start to go wrong, if you don't get a solution that suits both yourself and the vendor, then it goes the wrong direction. So it's coming up with those.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I'm not sure you precisely mean this, but this is what I want to go on to talk about. So, absolutely. Why are, please write these down. Rather than put your, what would you write in your notes?
Right.
Why are my, because now it's more personal to you, yeah? Why are your deals not completing? Let's put all the answers down that we've just covered, okay? Why are your deals not completing? What's the first reason that we've just covered?
Not regular enough follow-up.
Okay, so lack of rapport, okay? Lack of rapport. What's another word for rapport?
Trust.
Trust. Massive, absolutely massive. And within that is you've not been communicating with them enough, you've not built enough relation with them, you've not talked about their kids, you've not explained a bit about you, etc. What else?
Self-sabotaging mindset.
Yeah, we had lack of belief right at the start. And you can have belief, do 5 deals, and then have 5 people say no to you, and now you don't believe anymore. You can go in and out of it. Remember the
Self-belief, you mean?
exactly, not enough belief that you're the right person to help them. You had this morning, Tony. I'm going to remain confidentiality for your person, but you met with someone yesterday, I think you said,
Yeah.
who's a multi-millionaire who wants to sell you roughly, I'm not even going to say what he wants to sell you, but property, commercial, residential, land, etc. he wants to sell you. What value of those does he want to sell?
Many millions.
Many millions. 10, 100, guess for me.
Well, initially he's given me details on 3 different things. I would say 2 of them would be, I don't know, they're 30 odd acres each,
Yeah.
possible development lands.
So tens of millions.
Yes.
What's the, which one of these are you? Oh, you're 100% man.
Yeah.
These 12 deals, what do they add up to? £1 million, £2 million?
No, I'd be guessing.
Yeah, we are guessing.
1 million.
1 million, cool. So roughly 80 odd grand each, something like that.
Yeah.
So do you think that it's possible that having 1 million quid over 26 months,
Yeah.
congratulations by the way, most people go their whole lives and never achieve that, to now go and do a single deal worth perhaps 10 million,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard. And you stood up when you did your whiffle and said, I'm not sure I'm big enough to do this. And what you're actually saying is, I don't have the confidence, I'm not convinced. So lack of belief in yourself, 100%. What was it you said that I didn't write down?
Self-sabotaging.
Self-sabotage. So, yeah, self-sabotage. Just one conversation, please, Shane, thank you. So, here, self-sabotage, sabotage, I can spell, I promise.
Will not mark you down for.
You won't, thank you. Appreciate that. Self-sabotage. So lack of belief can lead to self-sabotage, absolutely. But also you can believe that you're the best person to help this individual, but you can't perhaps square that with the fact that your parents for your whole of your childhood were talking about filthy rich people, or look how the other half live, or look at them blowing their own trumpet, or look at that flash so-and-so in that car. If you're making 150% more than you were making 3 years ago, it's not 150% more, it's 250% more, yeah? 2 grand to 5 grand, yeah? 2 grand plus 3 is 250%. That's hard to do in 30 months. And do you know what? People go, of course it wouldn't be hard. The person that's moaning about their life, that's moaning about their financial situation, oh, yeah, whatever, yeah, it must be so hard being a millionaire. Look at all the overnight millionaires, the ones that win the lottery, and tell me it's not hard. Most of them go bankrupt. The chances of a person who's, on minimum wage, earning whatever that is in Northern Ireland, 20 grand a year, 25 grand a year, whatever it is, going bankrupt is really, really, really low. Give that person 5 million quid in a lottery win, and do you know what happens? The likelihood of them going bankrupt? It goes through the roof. So it is hard, and you'll be scared. There'll be resistance to it, internal resistance to making that much money. And that's why we talk about the tidal wave of positivity, to get that belief. To go, yes, I am worth it. Yes, I can bring this much value to the world. And you do bring value to the world. Vendors, investors, finance investors, tenants, charities, homeless people, however you decide to structure your business, you bring that much value to the world. Not forgetting that all the wealth you're generating, you're going to donate a percentage of that to charity, one would hope. And so you then bring in more. And presumably that money you're earning, you're going to spend in your local economy. That supports local businesses. There's a massive value you're bringing to the world. Lack of rapport, trust, lack of belief, self-sabotage, and what?
Negative body language.
Yeah, which I would say exhibits itself in lack of belief, absolutely. We could expand on all of these. Negative body language was what what Edward said. The final one on here, for me, is too much complexity. And that is the biggest reason why I think your conversion rate over here is at 75%.